What's going on, everybody, man? Happy Monday for most, not for us here in Broncos country, but uh, happy Monday nonetheless. Episode 84, Dante, I believe. Might have to check tape on that, but I'm pretty
83,
sure. I
84.
think I think we're at 84, boys. So yeah, Dom's out of town for work, so your boy Ev Vinyls is gonna be your host tonight, man. We got Dante. How was your weekend, bro? I know we got absolutely kicked in the nuts for a second weekend in a row, dude. How was the weekend?
Yeah. Overall, it was good. Saturday night was fun. Obviously, my two teams, Wyoming and Colorado, playing each other. So low stress there. Just got to actually watch a game and not care who wins. Um, Made some good food. Was all ready to go for Sunday. And then I lost every bet. My fantasy team got blown out, and the Broncos lost by another last second field goal. And then I woke up and it was Monday. So here we are.
God damn, bro, your weekend sounds the exact same as me, dude. Fantasy teams getting injured. CD Lamb, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, CD Lamb
Oh,
goes down. This is the first year, also, that I drafted James Conner, thinking, hey, man, this guy's old reliable. Season-ending injury. We'll get into that.
oh.
But yeah, dude, just a brutal weekend for your boy, dude, in the world of sports. I know we'll get into the Broncos here in a second, but I don't know about you, dude, but I would rather lose by 20 points than lose the way the Broncos did these past 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was talking to my brother. He's an Atlanta Falcons fan, and they also had a really bad loss. But he's like, at least I knew from the start of the second quarter this game was over. So I didn't have time to get upset. He's like, but you guys, man, 2 weeks in a row. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And we talked about it last week, that Chiefs game last year. Which one's worse? It's just the compounding. This is now the third time we've lost a game that I can remember on field goals. And it's just like, man, I can only take so much of it. And I don't even know who to blame. I don't even know where to start. That's the thing, is like that game, we're up by 10. We don't score on offense. We punt the ball, and I'm like, oh, we're going to lose. And it's like, it was like a movie. We all just saw it coming.
Yeah, no, we'll get into the Broncos Chargers. I 100% agree with you. But what do we got for some NFL breaking news, man? Lots of freaking injuries, bro. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, lots of injuries. I guess that's the one positive note. Denver hasn't really been, well, too much affected. But you mentioned it right there. CeeDee Lamb, he is going to be out multiple weeks with a high ankle sprain. So tough loss for the Cowboys. They did not look good against the Bears.
Yeah, I saw that he might be avoiding IR, which is fucking huge. So, I mean, hopefully
Yeah.
it's something that like, hey, man, I know he's for sure probably out this next week 4, but maybe he starts feeling better, man. My fantasy team will not survive without that man. So hopefully, speedy recovery for CeeDee Lamb.
And then also for the Cowboys, their best lineman, Tyler Booker, on IR as well. So they're getting beat up early in Dallas, which has kind of been the problem with the Cowboys, is they got the talent, but by week 4 or 5, half their team's on IR. So that's tough for the Cowboys.
Yeah, that absolutely brutal. I got Dak in one league too, so that doesn't help him for fantasy purposes. So your boy's just getting it from all angles over here, Dante.
Could be worse. You could be Najee Harris. Suffered a torn Achilles. We all saw that yesterday in the game. That thing popped like a balloon. You hate to see that.
You knew
So
right away too. Yeah,
yeah,
right. He
yeah,
went down. He grabs his lower leg. You're like, damn.
yeah. Shout out
Um,
Gerald. As soon as it happened in the group chat, Gerald goes, "There goes the Achilles." So
yep.
you hate to see that. Um, Falcons have made some changes. They cut Koo last week. Now they've fired their wide receiver coach, and they've also decided that their offensive coordinator is going to be going from the field to the press box to make plays. Like I said, they got blown out by the Panthers, so they're kind of in panic mode.
Yeah. Do we
What's going on?
do we see Kirk Cousins, or are they just locked in with Penix? I mean, they still have a chance to win that division. I mean, like that division's up for grabs until it isn't, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Well,
So
we might see Kirk Cousins sooner than later because Michael Penix did leave the game, possible concussion. So I think he's in the concussion protocol. We'll see how that plays out. Um, but Penix did not look good. I mean, I know we got our issues with Bo Nix, but Penix also made some questionable decisions out there. Did not look great.
There was an abundance of pick sixes thrown this last weekend, dude. Like every time you look up, man, someone was throwing a pick six. So bad day for some quarterbacks, but
Yes.
yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. I think obviously no surprise. I have Drake London in the league, so maybe them firing their wide receiver
Oof.
coach.
He's off to a tough start, huh?
Yeah, we'll get him more involved, man. You need that playmaker. So what
Yes.
else we got?
Shout out Dom Cam Scadaboo. Looks like it's his time to shine. Teron Tracy dislocated his shoulder, and he's going to be expected to miss some time. They haven't said exactly how much yet, but it seems to be at least multiple weeks from what I was seeing.
Yeah,
And
no, you know, Dom. Shout out Trillo Betts. You know he's got that Cam Scadabo jersey on order as we speak. You know what's happening, bro. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, dude, that guy was making plays, bro.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I wasn't high on Scadabo. I had to, I felt like I had to see it, and I've starting to see it. The Chiefs defense is pretty legit. So if you have him in fantasy moving forward, you should be stoked.
Do we think it's legit? Or do we think that Giants offense was just pretty bad?
Ooh, I mean I mean, just watching Russell Wilson play football, just I get flashbacks of when he was here in Denver, and it makes me want to put broken glass in my eyes.
Yeah. Speaking of Russell Wilson, Dable, their head coach over in New York, did say today that he's leaving the door open for Jackson Dart to get the start this week, or at least get some more playing time. So, I mean, Dom tweeted it out last night. Russell Wilson had this like sequence of events, 3 or 4 plays in a row. That was like literally the worst 3 plays I've ever seen. He just started running backwards, throw the ball to the end zone, repeat 4 plays in a row. It was absolutely embarrassing, especially I think they were on their own like 5 or 6 yard line. So, yeah, the Giants tough. But another tough one, 49ers, the injury news just continues to rack up for them as well. Their best player on defense, Nick Bosa, suffered a torn ACL, so he's out for the season. You really hate to see that. That dude is a stud, so that's going to be a big loss for the 49ers.
You can't make it up, dude. You cannot make it up how injured the 49ers are, and they're still fucking 3-0.
I know.
What the fuck is going on, man?
3-0, and honestly, all 3 games they've kind of had to grind out. I mean, the Saints or the Cardinals game was a close one. Week 1 versus the Seahawks, they had to grind out, and the Saints didn't really pull away either. So makes me a little nervous for the 49ers because how long can you keep this up, especially if you're losing weapons? So that'll be something to kind of watch and see. Mac Jones does not look bad, though.
No. I mean, I think in some ways, I think he's a great fit for what they want to do, and as long as Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, I mean, you got him, you got Ayuk coming back, Juwan Jennings should be back in the fold. And George Kittle here in a couple weeks. So, I mean, them starting off 3-0, I mean, they've given themselves some cushion. But yeah, man, it's amazing to see them at 3-0 for sure.
Yeah, definitely. JJ McCarthy has been ruled out for this week again already. They're playing the Steelers in Dublin, so it's Carson Wentz time again. We'll see a lot of quarterback injuries. I think Jaden Daniels is still questionable for this week as well. Brock Purdy is questionable. They're saying he looks like he might be playing sooner than later. So the QB carousel for some of these teams just continues.
Carson Wentz looked pretty fucking good, dude, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah, that's a Bengals team I'm excited to play this week. Hopefully we do the same to them. But if we don't, oh man. So that game could go a couple different ways.
Yeah, we'll see. Jake Browning did not look good. Do the Bengals make a move for another quarterback, perhaps like a Jameis Winston? Do they target Kirk Cousins? I don't know, man. Like, do you think they make a move, or do you think they just ride it out with Jake Browning?
Logic would tell you yes, but honestly, I think they just ride out with Browning. I think they're kind of like, you know what, they're the cheapest owners in the league, so they probably don't want to pay the money to get like a Cousins in there. I don't know what Jameis Winston's contract looks like, but it sounds like the Giants like having him around. So I think they're kind of set. They signed a couple practice squad guys. I think they're just going to roll with that and kind of see where the season takes them. I mean, if you're getting blown out, was it 41-3? I mean, I don't think there's a QB you can pick up off the street that's going to help you out much there. So they might have some bigger issues in Cincy.
48-10 was that final, man.
Yeah.
Just an absolute. I think they had 2 defensive scores too. So
Yeah.
Defense went absolutely bonkers, man. Yeah, I get Bengals cursed too. I don't know what the fuck. There's always something going on with them every year. So, what else we got?
That's all I had for NFL breaking news. I don't know if I missed anything that you had. Kind of a crazy weekend in NFL though.
Bro, yeah, seriously, like crazy, like you see the the Browns get that victory over the Packers.
Killed the parlay.
Yeah, absolutely, just murdered the parlay. Real quick, what was the parlay that tell the listeners that we missed by one leg? Is that how it ended up for us?
Yes, let me pull it up real quick here. This was on our Sunday at 7, the Crew Talk parlay for Sunday. I know we had Dom sent it out. Okay, so we had Packers, Buccaneers, Seahawks, Chiefs, and then the Ravens are playing right now. They're up 21-14. So Buccaneers, they were up big early, and the Jets did kind of come back, and then Buccaneers had to kick a game-winning field goal, so they ended up sneaking out the win. Seahawks, they kicked the shit out of the Saints, not even close. Chiefs obviously looked pretty good against the Giants last night. And then the Packers, just all game, I was kind of keeping my eye on that because on Red Zone it'd pop up and it'd be like 3-0. I'm like, man, I thought the Packers would be doing a little bit better by now. And then I look again, the Packers are up 10-0 in the fourth quarter. I'm like, oh, they got this. Browns scored all their points in the last like 5 minutes of that game to come back and win on a long field goal from the kicker that they recently signed. So that was a crazy upset. Just goes to show you any given Sunday, anything can happen on there.
Yeah, that was totally crazy. I had the Packers defense going in a couple fantasy leagues, and I was looking great until the end. And it's like, come on, man. But also, let's see, the Jets almost pull off a win against the Buccaneers, bro.
Yeah, Baker, I will say Baker, if he's anything, he's clutch. I mean, I feel like he almost wants to go down just so he can lead him back for a comeback or something, because that's just when he's playing his best in that 2-minute offense. That was kind of surprising. The Jets, interesting stat about the Jets is they've actually scored the same amount of touchdowns as their opponents. So they've lost games by just field goals this year. And that was with Tyrod playing too. Justin Fields was out. So they don't look horrible. They've got some life, the Jets do. But I think Tampa Bay, they're looking pretty good too. And they kind of maybe let their foot off the gas a little bit and then went in panic mode, but they did pull out the win.
Yeah. Commanders absolutely blow out the Raiders.
Yes.
Mariota actually looks surprisingly all right, dude.
He looked good. The only note on that game for me is I got Genty in fantasy, and I'm a little worried. He just has not been getting the production that I hoped he would be getting. Raiders are weird. They've got, Bowers, and then their best receiver is a guy I never even heard of, just coming out of nowhere.
Was that Trey Tucker with like 3
Yeah.
touchdowns?
Yeah.
That's one of those fantasy anomalies. It's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
I think the one thing is like you should be somewhat confident is Raiders still are putting up points. So I think it might just take Genty a little bit. We saw a little bit of Omarion Hampton's coming out party against our Broncos this weekend. So
yeah,
just give it time. I just think you just kind of got to wait it out, man. I don't know, because as soon as you bench him, dude, he's going to go off for like 30 points.
Yeah. I'm holding on hope there for Genty, but the Raiders do not look good. I think that's a bad football team. So nothing impressed there.
Agreed. Texans Jaguars, that was an absolute abomination of a game to watch, dude. It was just so gross. Thank God for that late Travis Etienne touchdown.
Yeah.
Kind of salvage his day. But are the Texans in trouble, man?
They are, just because they're like getting worse. And that's a bad sign for me, is when you're not improving as a team, especially year over year. Your quarterback's not taking that next step. This is year 3. I mean, there's no more. You're supposed to be past all that rookie stuff, and they should be coming together under D'Amico Ryans. Their offense, I think the Texans, though, the biggest problem for them is their offensive line is very, very bad. The Jaguars' defensive line is not bad by any means, but man, that Texans offensive line is horrible. And they have no run game. Nick Chubb just, he just is what he is in this point of his career. But they got the receivers, and I feel like they got the quarterbacks. So they've kind of surprised me a little bit how bad they've looked.
Oh yeah, real quick, I didn't miss it on the Buccaneers, but Mike Evans goes out with a hamstring. So
yep.
So yeah, most likely he's probably out this week. So plan accordingly for your fantasy squads. There's a chance Godwin might be back. We'll see. We'll see if they can get him into the lineup, but it's going to be a Buka season until Evans can come back.
And Mbuka's looked good though. He's looked pretty good. So
he has looked really good. And I'm just like, man, should the Broncos should they have taken him at 20? Like, I'm starting to see these players like come out and make an impact for their football teams.
yes,
I'm just like, man, like was Jahdae Barron the pick there, man? I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to continue to see. We'll break that down more when we get to the Broncos.
The Jags, Travis Hunter did get 83 snaps this week, and it was like 43 on offense and the rest on defense. So he's getting more and more play time, looking more and more comfortable out there. But I've seen some people, some experts be like, I'm a little worried he's splitting his time and he's being, average at both spots instead of being great at one spot. So I'd like to see him get a little bit more involved, especially Brian Thomas has been dealing with a wrist injury, I think, and just super quiet out there. Trevor Lawrence couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat. So that Jaguars offense is scaring me.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, dude. I have some coworkers that have Brian Thomas in fantasy, and they're just like, we're so done with this guy. I just say hold out. I don't think that Lawrence is going to continue to look this shitty. I hope not. I mean, it's a possibility, but that Texans defense is legit. So it's division game. Those are always kind of ugly. So let's just wait to see. I mean, if you want to try to move BTJ for somebody, I wouldn't blame you, but I would say you got to ride it out. Let's see, man. Rams Eagles. That was a fucking crazy one because the Eagles blocked that kick to win it, and the Broncos could never do that.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. The Eagles came back they were down 2 scores. Was it in the fourth quarter? So, but it was kind of weird. They scored, and I just was like, man, they're going to come back and win this game. It just had that feeling to it. The Eagles, to me, they're super impressive because they can win in so many different ways. When they need the defense shows up. They can just run the rock with Saquon and Hurts. They don't even need to pass the ball. And then they get down, and you're like, oh, let's see if they can pass the ball. And then, boom, here comes A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard. The Eagles, I think they got to be probably the number one team in the NFL for me, even better than the Bills, because they just can win in so many different ways. You shut one thing down, here comes another thing. It's just so hard to stop them, which is scary because we got a date in Philly coming up here in a couple weeks. So
yeah, absolutely. What up, Alo? He said, what up, guys? He says, let's see. I was glad BTJ bounced back, had a big catch to help the Jags win. Yeah, we just got to see more, man. We drafted him pretty high in fantasy, and he said, yeah, Rams should have won that game for sure. Yeah, dude, I'm with you on the Eagles, man. I think I got them going back to the Super Bowl this year. Yeah. I think they're just too fucking good, man. So we'll see what happens, but I like the Rams too, bro. They looked also pretty damn good.
They did look good, and Puka looks legit too. I mean, he's makes plays. Every time they need him, he's there making plays. Stafford, the run game looks good. So if I'm a Rams fan, I'm not down by any means. And, you lose on a blocked kick. We've been there, obviously. So it is what it is. They should have won that game. If anything, they can be a little bit disappointed in allowing 26 points in the second half. Because, again, he felt like they kind of had it wrapped up and the defense let him down.
And shout out to my brother-in-law, dude, who, God bless his heart, dude. He freaking benched Jalen Hurts for Jordan Love. He benched AJ Brown. And had he had those two guys in, he would have probably beat me by 100 points. So shout out to my boy Nick. But
tough.
In other news, man, Colts, Titans, bro. Colts, they might be for real, bro. They might be for real.
Man, they might be. Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, he went off for 3 scores.
Yeah, he's going crazy this year. Danny Dimes looks comfortable. I mean, in the offseason, I was like, I like the Colts more with Danny Dimes. I think he just fits their playing style a little bit more, and that's been true. What they're doing in these games is crazy. Shout out the Titans. They forced the Colts to punt for the first time all year, which is a crazy stat. I mean,
yes.
We'll see what happens as the season goes on, but they got a good O-line. They got playmakers on offense, underrated defense. So, shout out the Colts. 41 points is a lot. That's even against the Titans. We couldn't score 41 on the Titans.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. First Down, our guy Sam, dude. I know he was like, I was following him on Twitter a little bit, and he's like, hey, he wants a coaching change, which I don't blame him. But yeah, dude, no, they made the Colts punt. They did something the Broncos couldn't do. So Let's see. This dickhead John D. Petrillo. That's Petrillo Bets. If anybody doesn't know, look at that douchey photo he has. that Ev dude don't know ball. Laughed my ass off. Trillo Bets was right. Yeah, he is Trillo Bets. Everybody, if you're in case you're wondering. So
biggest Chargers fan in Colorado, Trillo Bets. So shout out.
Big Chargers guy. Big Chargers guy. Shout out to our boy Dak too, who is a big Raiders guy. So you
can't
hate
trust
to see
these
it.
people.
Can't at all. We we covered the Bengals Vikings, Falcons Panthers. Let's see, Steelers Patriots. That was a gritty win for your boy Aaron Rodgers, man.
That was just an ugly game. It was like neither team really wanted to win. The Patriots though, they're showing some fight. The Steelers, same thing. They show some fight. I don't know what's going to happen with either of those teams, especially the Steelers. I will say DK Metcalf's looked good this year. I got him in fantasy too, so I'm happy with that sneaky little pickup. And Rodgers, Steelers defense, they're just not very good. And I know they held the Patriots to 14 points, but the Patriots offense is even worse. So I'm just disappointed.
They had multiple turnovers, right? I mean,
multiple turnovers, yeah. I'm just disappointed in the Patriots. They're not getting Travion Henderson going. I think he's a difference maker for them that they're just not using. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. And Drake May looked pretty bad too this week. He looked pretty bad.
Yeah, you might start to see more of Ramondre now. Travion, because Ramondre fumbled twice, I believe, in that game. So yeah, I agree with you, man. I got Travion sitting on my bench in a league or two, so just waiting for him to get the reins. I think he's going to be a PPR machine when they finally give him
maybe a buy low spot here in fantasy.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Saints, Seahawks. Saints get absolutely annihilated by the Seahawks. I didn't really have eyes on that game, but your boy Torrey Horton, dog, 95-yard return, eh?
He's got 3 touchdowns through 3 weeks here. 2 touchdowns this week. He looks good. I'm just saying, someone called out this summer to put that future bet on him for Rookie of the Year. It's looking pretty good right now. But shout out them. Ev, honest question: do you think the Saints are going to win a game all year? They're bad. They're really bad.
And it's kind of crazy because like Spencer Rattler hasn't looked as terrible as I thought he was going to look. So I kind of feel for the kid. I don't really know what he looked like in that game. I didn't have eyes on that game at all, but they got to get at least 1 or 2 wins. But I mean, they're going quarterback. We already know that in round 1, whoever it is. I don't know if Arch Manning doesn't come out. I mean, it's probably going to be, what are you going to look at? Like Lenora Sellers? Are you looking at Greg Nussmeier?
Nussmeier.
Or Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah, Newmeyer.
Nussmeier.
I think that he's the Louisiana kid, so that would make sense. I feel bad for Kamara.
Dude, honestly, I do too. It's like why wouldn't you just send that man to a contender, please?
Bro, send him to Denver. Harvey not looked great. Dobbins, we'll get into it, but tell you what, we could use a dog like Alvin Kamara that can make some plays and improvise here in Denver. I think that's something that Denver should seriously look into.
Yeah. We might see that. If that's the case, man, I mean, you get to the halfway point of the season and they're over. I mean, why not, man? See what you can get those draft picks. They need just rebuild that whole operation out there. Cowboys, Bears, man, I did not see this happening, dude. I did not see the Bears absolutely piss pounding the Cowboys, dude. So what did you think about that game, man? CD goes down. And then Caleb Williams actually has a good game, but I think it's just anybody that plays the Cowboys defense is going to have a good game.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb is on my do not bet list for the rest of the year. He cost us our touchdown parlay last week. I said, oh, for sure this is the week he gets in the end zone. He made me a fool again. The Cowboys suck. They're hurt. They just, Dak hasn't looked bad, but what is he supposed to do? It's all he can do by himself out there. That Cowboys defense, though, is really bad. So, the Bears, I don't even think the Bears looked that great, honestly. I think it was just the Cowboys looked so bad. I mean, I don't know if you watched that game at all, but every time I looked, I was like, I can't believe the Bears are doing this to them.
Yeah, no, and it's definitely, I mean, Matt Eberflus is the Cowboys defensive coordinator, who I just think he's an absolute just shit coach, dude.
Moron.
So it's pretty shitty to see. And now their job's going to get harder without CeeDee Lamb. So I will say, though, Jake Ferguson, bro, had like 10 receptions.
Dude,
What's
he's looked
good?
really good. He's looked really good. He's probably been their offensive MVP this season, if I had to say.
Yeah.
I mean, Javonte Williams, after week 1, everyone's like, oh, we let him walk. We screwed up. He's came back. I mean, he had 76 yards this week, but he hasn't looked great. I mean, it's not like he's setting the world on fire. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then last night, Chiefs Giants. I mean, I knew the Chiefs were going to win. I thought they would win a little bit more convincingly. It was kind of underwhelming game by like Pat Mahomes. Just kind of a boring ass game to watch. I don't know. I had Mahomes going in my fantasy team, so I was just like, "Are you kidding me, man? Like, I need Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice back for him to be a fantasy asset." Did you have anybody going in the game last night?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even watch it because I was so devastated after that Broncos game. Sometimes it's like, man, I can't take any more football.
Dude,
I need a break.
Yes, that's why I didn't even turn on Lions Ravens. I'm just like, dude, like, my week's already over. I was already losing, and then I'm going against.
The last thing I need to do is watch Mahomes look good and Russell Wilson suck, and I just couldn't take it. I was like, I need a break. So I did have Hollywood Brown on my bench. I think he actually had a pretty decent game, but nothing earth shattering in that game for me. Just the Chiefs are the Chiefs. I think they're definitely not the team they have been in the past. And I think if you're Denver, that's a series you gotta look at least splitting. I mean, the Chiefs, they look human this year. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. It's what I mean. I think by the time that the Broncos see him, you're gonna have Rice back, you're gonna have Worthy back, so it's gonna be a lot harder for sure.
Yeah.
If you're the Giants, man, what are they doing? You got to throw in Dart. You just got to do it.
Yeah, I don't get what they're doing. And then so they've been putting him in for packages. I did see this. So they'll put him in and they'll just run like a QB run with them. It's like, what are we doing here? Just putting him in to run the ball with them makes no sense. I mean,
it's like you're trying to get your future hurt, or I don't know what they're doing.
And I like Dable, their coach. I'm actually a fan of his, and he did remember his first year with New York. That was when Danny Dimes kind of went off, and then they gave him that big contract. So everyone's like, oh, it's his fault, which you can't really argue against that. But at the same time, it's like, put the kid in. He fits Dable's style. Let's see how the things look and then go from there. I feel like the Giants are not as bad as people thought. They're hanging around in these games. Russ is doing them no favors. So I don't know why they're wasting their time. If you don't want to put him in, put Jameson Winston in. Honestly, I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, Malik Neighbors had a shitty game. So yeah, you're 0-3. What are we doing? I mean, you're not gonna beat the Eagles. You're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. I think Daboll's it's just more like he's coaching for his job. But I mean, if he puts the kid in and they start winning games, then you bring Daboll back, man. I do believe he's a good coach.
Tell you what, if my job was on the line, I wouldn't be looking at Russell Wilson to save it.
That's true. Yeah, no, I hear you. But say what you want about Russell Wilson, he threw for more yards than Bo Nix did yesterday. So, which is absolutely embarrassing.
That's true.
So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Broncos 20, Chargers 23. We lose again at the end of the game. And look, this one wasn't as bad for me as the Colts because I actually thought we won that game and then it got taken from me. But I knew as soon as Justin Herbert made that fucking just sick play to Keenan Allen for the touchdown, Bonito was in his face. Riley Moss had great coverage on Keenan Allen, just barely missed the bat down. As soon as they made that play, I was like, here we go.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of when I was the same thing. I was like, and even before that, Herbert gets out of like 2 or 3 sacks on the same play. And you're like, are you kidding me? Like, we had him, got to wrap up. And then Riley Moss, you can say what you want. It was good. It wasn't bad coverage. It's not like he got burnt. I mean, he was there. Keenan Allen just made a play. And you called it. You said, Keenan Allen, he's going to be there, reliable when you need him. And that's exactly what he was for the Chargers this week. He wasn't, burning them deep like Quentin Johnson, and he wasn't getting 20 targets, but when they needed him, he was there, and he just was coming up big in those moments.
Yeah, and I think he has 3 touchdowns. I think he has a touchdown in each of the 3 games. So he can still play ball, man. He's in my opinion, I mean, I think Johnston's more of a boom bust kind of a player, but
And
Keenan's
then
going to be their guy.
it kind of works out perfect because you got the Johnson over top, beat you deep. Keenan Allen's going to be there kind of working that sideline, making those good catches. And then you got Ladd McConkey underneath. It's hard to stop all of that. And we saw that because Denver would commit to stopping one of them, and then boom, here's Ladd underneath for 14 yards. It's like, man, we just can't catch a break.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely tough. I knew Ladd. I had the feeling Ladd was going to have quite the day as well. Yeah, I don't know, man. Where do the Broncos go from here? I mean, I don't know if I can take this. I can't take any more of these fucking walk-off losses, dude. I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
So here's my takes overall. Okay. Broncos coming into this game, they got a chance to be first place in the division for the first time since 2016. So, which, that tells you about the Chiefs. They're looking human again. And then you coming off a week where you should have beat the Colts last week, shoulda, woulda, coulda. All right, let's learn from it, do better this time. And then it was the same thing unfolding again. The slow starts for the Broncos, what would it take for us to come out and actually just look good and have a good play call script, especially because super genius Sean Payton, isn't that supposed to be your best 10 plays to start the game? And how many times do we come out of the game and go 3 and out? So the first half, the Broncos averaged 2 yards per play, unacceptable. Defense couldn't get off the field. Something I talked about last week with the Colts is every time the third downs. Well, the Broncos gave up 29 first downs in this game, which is just way too many. And then 6 of those were from penalties. Way too many penalties on defense. Tafunga had that unnecessary roughness. You got passing interference, just stupid penalties. Missed opportunities, I would say, is the biggest thing for me. Bo Nix probably had 3 touchdowns that he overthrew guys on. The flea flicker was one of them at the end of the game. So just overall tough because you could have won. And here's the thing that I guess I have some hope on is we're not getting blown out. We're in these games. We arguably should have won both these games. So it gives me hope that things aren't broken, but eventually you got to correct it and get on the right path, or else next thing you know, you're down too many games. You're digging a hole for yourself.
This is one of the most undisciplined football teams I've ever watched play football. Dude.
Yes.
It's just, what are we doing? And then in crucial moments, man, that penalty on Hufanga, man, it's like, dude, you know better. You've been the best player on that defense, dude, in these first 3 weeks, and you go and do something like that. Bowles has a killing penalty.
That face mask,
yeah. Troutman. What are we doing with Troutman, bro? That's Dom's boy, the fish man.
He's had a penalty in all 3 games. Troutman has.
Yeah. So and like you said, man, those missed throws, goddamn, man. Any other team playing makes those plays. It's just the Broncos are cursed. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know if Bo needs to settle down, but it's just unfortunate, man. I mean, like you said, man, 3 touchdowns on the table for sure. We win that game comfortably, and it turns out look, man, Chargers are legit, bro. I mean, what they're gonna be in the postseason, we don't know. They haven't been great in the postseason, but Sean Payton 1-6 against Jim Harbaugh all time. So just that guy has his number. You better send Jim Harbaugh a Father's Day card next year.
Yeah,
because that is your daddy until further notice. And I don't know, man. I would like to see Bo just settle the fuck down, and I don't know what needs to happen for that to get going.
Yeah, here's my thing is I get so frustrated with the number of screens we call. I just feel like, first down, it's a screen. It's like, what are we doing? 3rd and long, it's a screen. But then the thing is, every time we throw deep, Bo Nix is overthrown him by 5 yards. And he's got guys open, which is, hey, it's a good thing that we got guys open, but what does it matter if we can't get the ball to him? Troy Franklin, he seems to just drop the ball when it matters the most. I mean, I saw a couple drops this week I was kind of disappointed in. And Bo he just is so intense, and you love it because of the leadership and everything that comes with that. But then you hate it because he just looks a little bit at times unsettled and like, oh, I need to make a play. And I don't know if that's because, and what do you think? Does Denver have the weapons around Bo that he needs? Do you think he's trying to do too much because he feels like he doesn't have the support? Or is it just he just needs to calm down?
Well, how many times do we see like him just like clapping his hands, like let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go,
Yeah.
let's go? And what is that gonna do? Like
Yeah.
you're going into that, you're taking that snap, you're already under duress. Um, yeah,
I saw a few people say this year we've got Auburn Bo Nix. We need Oregon Bo Nix. And that's kind of what it was at Auburn. Is like you liked him because he was running around making plays and making good and making throws, but at the same time he was making mistakes and he just looked like a freshman and sophomore. He looked young. Last year, if you remember the first 3 or 4 games, he was awful. He was actually statistically the worst QB in the NFL the first 4 games of the year last year. And then second half, Bo comes in, he's great. And we're like, oh, okay. And then now he's like digressed back to what he was. And it's like, what's the problem? Here's the problem for me that I've noticed. And this might be a kind of in Colorado thing, but every time I turn the TV on or I got a YouTube ad, it's Bo Nix in a commercial. He's in so many different commercials, banks, hospitals, whatever. Maybe he just is too much in the spotlight. Maybe he just needs to take it down a notch, focus up, go back to the basics, relax a little bit. And hey, we don't need you to be our Peyton Manning. We just need you to be a game manager and win us these games because we've proven that we're in these games. The defense is going to keep you in the game. If you can just do your part, not overthink it, not throw a pick like last week in a costly manner against the Colts. Obviously, you can't say he lost you the game this week, but he definitely didn't go out and win you the game. You had the ball on offense with a chance to win the game. Bo Nix, ball in his hands, and what does he do? We go 3 and out, we punt. So
I still think with all the penalties, bro, like you said, those missed throws were so huge because you
yeah,
hit 2 of those. You hit 1 of those, we win the game. You hit 2 of those,
yeah,
we win comfortably.
yeah.
So it's I gotta put this on Bo for this week, man. And I'm not as discouraged because those deep balls will come, dude. I mean, we're 3 games out into the season.
Right.
Like you said earlier, it would be a lot more discouraging if we were getting blown out in these games. And especially since now it's looking like, the Chargers and the Colts are looking like 2 of the better teams in the AFC. So
what's your thoughts on the defense? Because I've seen some back and forth on like, oh, they should be doing better. My take is kind of the defense can only do so much when the offense is going 3 and out and, they're on the field. They kind of get worn down. I feel like that's what happened last week versus the Colts, especially is like,
yeah,
the defense just got broken down. And the same thing this week, the game goes on. They just keep running with Hampton, and Hampton eventually by that third and fourth quarter, he was breaking long runs and they just kind of wore him down again. So what do you think on the defense?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, what is it, like 3 straight 3 and outs that they had against the Chargers to start the game, or
Yeah.
like it was something like that, like just something ridiculous. It
After
took
the first drive.
after the first drive, right, and then it took the fourth down play to Cortland Sutton to score before halftime, just to get on the board. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's some tweaks that can be made. Like I would like to start seeing a little bit more Abrams Drain out there, KAD. See if we can start getting him in for maybe Moss a little bit more. But fuck, man, we need our inside linebackers are a fucking liability too. So
yeah, inside linebackers are a real problem, and it's almost like they know the pass rush is the strength, so they just let's take Bonito away and Zach Allen, and then we're just getting burned by these short and middle routes. I mean, you don't see Surtain much, which means he's doing his job.
Yeah.
It's been quiet on Surtain Island, which is fine. That's what he's there for, just to shut down that side of the field. And he's done a good job doing that. But then the problem is Moss gets targeted. And honestly, I'm not down on Moss. He's got a tough job because when you're paired with Surtain, you're going to be getting way more targets than you normally would. So anytime he makes a little mistake, it's getting way capitalized on. So, but for me, you draft Barron in the first round for what, to sit the bench and play special teams? I haven't seen him at all. So let's get him on the field, or else what are we doing?
Yep, I agree. Real quick, Terry Walker on Facebook. What's up, fellas? What is the topic this evening? What up, Terry? We are just mourning. We're
Bronco
mourning as
woes.
Bronco fans, man. Like it was a brutal weekend for us here in Denver, brother. Hope your weekend was a lot better. But yeah, no, I just
Did you see on that first drive? Sorry to interrupt, but
you're good.
Really pissed me off when I forget who it was caught the ball, and then like Surtain kind of stands up and tackles him, and they must have thought they heard a whistle, and the play kept going. He ran like another 30 yards. those effort things on the defense I've seen a few times this year where I'm like, let's just wrap up, make some tackles, and play sound defense. I feel like we just make so many mistakes, mental errors that are really just kept piling on.
Yeah, I mean that usually down the stretch last year, this defense was not doing that, right? They were getting turnovers. They were, like this defense, if we're like, if it's the back half of last year, they're picking off Justin Herbert at the end of that game.
Right.
So yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. We just got to give it a little bit more time, I think. But this defense, they're not the best defense in the league, in my opinion. I don't really know where they slot for you.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the good thing is, okay, you get these early tests. If you can fix it, that's great. If you can learn from your mistakes, but if it's the same thing over and over and over again, then we got a big problem on our hands. Is that problem Vance Joseph? Is that problem George Payton with the guys he's getting us on defense? Obviously, linebacker's an issue. We need to get something there. Greenlaw, he's on IR now. 4 more weeks, no Greenlaw. Singleton, he looks like a 30 plus, what is he, 31, 32 linebacker coming off an ACL tear. Nothing against him personally. I actually really like him as a player and a leader, but you can just tell he's not what he once was. And then you got Sternard out there who he's a special teamer for a reason, And what's the big hope? Oh, Drew Sanders is going to come back and save us? Yeah, that guy hasn't played a good snap of football his whole NFL career. So that's what makes me nervous is there's not much hope on the way back. Greenlaw is really going to be make or break for this defense.
That's what I'm kind of looking at. Like there are some tweaks that I would like to see made. Like I said earlier, let's see Abrams drain. Let's see Jahdae Barron and a little bit more instead of Riley Moss. Riley Moss can be a good, solid depth piece for us. But and then let's make a move. Let's do something at inside linebacker. Let's try to shake things up. Let's get a new face in there. Let's see what happens, man. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Shout out to Tufunga, the safety. I know he had that one penalty, which it is what it is, but he's looked really good. He's been a great addition. And Dom asked in the chat today. So we signed Tufunga, we signed Greenlaw. What do you think about some of these offseason signings? We signed Dobbins, obviously. Re-signed Singleton. What do you think about if you had to grade our offseason 3 games into the regular season? What do you think?
Well, I mean, right now it's probably, I don't know, a C, right? I don't know.
And Ingram, don't forget Ingram.
Yeah, Ingram. Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of Ingram. We haven't seen Greenlaw yet.
Right.
Like I'm thankful that Hufanga, he's been the only bright spot, really. So Dobbins has been great. He absolutely balled the fuck out, man. I know he made that spike in the ball penalty in the Colts game that was costly, but I would like to see more Dobbins or maybe the same amount of Dobbins. But RJ though, only 2 carries, man, which is crazy.
I think 2 things here. My Dobbins take first. I think Dobbins has been good, but I think Dobbins has been exactly what they hoped he'd be. I think they hoped that they would have Harvey to complement him. And you don't have that back to complement Dobbins, so it's not setting him up for success. If you take away that one long run he had, really his numbers are just kind of average. I like Dobbins. I think he's a perfect kind of split backfield running back where he's not a pound the rock every single down kind of guy, because let's be honest, if he gets hurt, we're screwed. Harvey has looked okay, but he can't get on the field. And I think a lot of it's because they don't trust him on third downs for pass blocking reasons. And then on offense, another thing, they're getting penalties for illegal formations and not lining up properly. Was it Bonito on that punt where he was lined up literally 5 yards in the freaking backfield on the offense and gave up a 4th down? Like stuff like that's inexcusable. And that comes down to coaching.
We're not good enough to overcome those penalties.
But this draft class has just really not done much as far as on the field impact. And obviously you don't want to overreact too soon, but I expected more, honestly. And the thing was with, we got Jahdae Barron, plug him in. He'll be a day 1 starter. Where's he been? Harvey can't get on the field. So I've been disappointed with our offseason additions. Tufunga is the only one that's really stood out to me, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. It was he was a gamble signing as well. So it's good to see him out there making plays. We're lucky to have him. Brandon Jones, man. Underrated.
He
Underrated
is
safety.
really
I
underrated.
fucking love Brandon Jones, man. Real quick, Terry Walker says, "Go Bucks." That is all. He is a Bucks fan. Great fucking win by your
Yeah.
Bucks. Your boy Baker Mayfield is an absolute winner.
And those jerseys,
Oh God, those
sexy.
are the sickest jerseys I've ever seen.
Yep.
They're right up there with the Broncos throwbacks.
Yep.
I saw a lot of people on X, man. Just, hey man, it's time to bench Bo.
No.
No, settle down. We gotta remember this kid is in his second year, okay, in the NFL. All right, we need to calm all that down. I think
we saw with CU what happens when you bench a QB too early. You got to let him work these things out. And the good thing with Bo, he does have a really good head on his shoulders. If anyone can figure it out, it's Bo. I'm not losing any confidence in Bo, and neither is Sean Payton. If anything, Sean Payton's got too much confidence in Bo because we're 3rd and 1. We're throwing go routes. It's like, let's just pick up the first down and keep things going instead of trying to always beat him over top and make the big play.
Seriously. Yeah, that one call, that what was that to Sutton, where it was like, was it 3rd and 10 or something, or 3rd and 9, and it was just like, dude, look, why not just try to pick up the first down? I mean, I get it, he was overthrown, but
that's smartest guy in the room, Sean Payton, just always one step ahead of everyone.
Yeah,
one step ahead, one step behind. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's looking real great. So anything is, what do we got to do? We got the Bengals coming in here on Monday night, obviously without Joe Burrow. Just like, what are some changes you'd like to see happen for that game on Monday night?
Okay, let me ask you this: if neutral site Broncos and Vikings lined up tomorrow, would you pick to win that game?
Oh man,
2 good defenses, 2 potentially good offenses, but haven't really proven much.
Oh, dude. I mean, can you not see the Vikings defense is playing better? I don't know right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I put the Broncos and Vikings in that same category. And obviously we just saw what the Vikings did to the Bengals. So my expectation is you go do the same thing. Coming into the Mile High on a Monday night, I'll be there. The crowd's going to be rocking. I mean, I do not want another close game with the Bengals. The Bengals and the Colts, to me, every time we play them, it's just a weird, goofy, crazy game. Last year, that game versus the Bengals, we ended up losing, right? And almost hurt our playoff chances. Overtime, yeah. Bo had that great deep pass, but I want to see Denver come out. One, I want to see the defense be dominant. They've been good. They have not been bad, but I want to see him dominant. Bonito's had a few, he got 2 or 3 sacks on the year.
Bonito, hey, I will say this, like, Bonito came out, he was balling early in that Chargers game.
He was, but I think they double team him because Allen and Cooper, just some of these other guys have not been as dominant as I want to see. But Browning, he's not very good. Chase Brown, you know how I feel about Chase Brown. Jag, just a guy. So I don't want this to be a close Monday night game. I want this to be a blowout. If the Vikings can blow out the Bengals, there's no reason the Broncos shouldn't be able to. We said it about the Titans, we didn't. We said about the Colts, we lost. We need to have a game where all the offseason hype, we see it like, oh, okay, this is what everyone's hyping up. Because if you go out there and you beat the Bengals by a field goal, I'm sorry, that's just not good enough for the expectations that Sean Payton himself put on this team.
Yeah, no, especially another AFC matchup. You don't have Joe Burrow. The thing about the game last year is, like, dude, Higgins went absolutely fucking nuclear, and it was all on fucking Riley Moss. So can we get a better matchup? Can we please not roll Riley Moss out there against T. Higgins again?
Higgins has been awful this year as far as fantasy goes. I've got him on one of my teams. I think he's got 10 fantasy points all season. So if this is his breakout game, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I cannot take that.
It might be a smart move just to plug him into your lineup, and then that way, if the Broncos play like shit, at least you'll have Higgins going off, because I think Surtain and Jamar are going to be battling.
You're talking to the guy that benched Jonathan Taylor against the Broncos. I'm damn sure not going to put Higgins in, and I might regret it. You're right.
Yeah.
And another thing, just to preview that game a little bit, I know we'll get into it more Wednesday, but if Noah Fant scores a touchdown in Denver, I will lose my mind. I cannot take that either.
Ooh, revenge game for Noah Fant.
Yeah,
dude. He already has a touchdown this year, man. So we'll see.
More touchdowns than Evan Ingram.
That would be brutal. No, I agree with you, man. I want this has got to be like one of those like statements like, hey man, we're here in the AFC also. Couple rocky weeks, but you got to win by double digits in my opinion. I mean, anything close would just be a total fucking disappointment.
Yeah. So you think, or you would put the blame this week on Bo Nix?
I'm putting it on Bo. I'm putting
What
it on
about
Bo this
last
week.
week? You weren't on. I know we kind of briefly touched on it. Who did you put the blame on last week for the loss?
Man, I mean, Bo did have that killing interception, but I mean, I think more of that was on Sean last week than it was this week.
Could you not say the same about this week with Sean Payton, though? It's like maybe he's not putting Bo in the right spots. If you know your quarterback's overthrown guys, maybe let's chill on the deep routes and set him up for some success.
Here's what I'm gonna say. They're equally to blame for both weeks. I mean, you can make an argument for both of them. Look, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe more of the defense as a whole last week would be maybe a bit more of the pie for me. Because I mean, dude, what we put up 28 points on the road and lose? Like, come on, like what are we doing? So
here's what I'll say. One, we're lucky to have Sean Payton. He is an elite coach. He does know more about football. He's forgotten more about football than we'll ever know. But does he have just a little too much on his plate? Going even back to the preseason, there's been one game where the offense has looked really good, and that was against the Cardinals. And who called that game? That was Davis Webb. That was the offensive coordinator for that game. So maybe Sean Payton and him work together, take a little bit off Sean Payton's plate, because we know he's too busy challenging every play and doing this and that. And then he's got to call plays on top of it. Maybe we give Davis Webb a little more responsibility and be like, hey, I'm Sean Payton. I have veto power. If at the end of the day I get the final say on the play call, but maybe we let Davis Webb start cooking some stuff up and just see how that looks. He's a QB coach. He knows what mindset Bo's in. Because sometimes when Bo's a little bit too either agitated or just hyped up, maybe that's when you need to get the rock going and run the ball and just let him calm down a little bit. Maybe Davis Webb can see that from the outside view versus Sean Payton gets so involved in the game. So I'm not calling for Sean Payton to, anything bad. But maybe just as a positive for Davis Webb, get him more involved in the play calling.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm envious. Hey, it's working pretty well for the Chargers over there. Just having Jim Harbaugh be the goddamn head coach, right? And letting his OC take care of business, letting his DC do his job. So I feel like we never get that here in Denver. Like it's always like when we had Fangio, he was calling the defense, right? And
Hackett was on the offense. Right?
Hackett was on the offense, man, and it's just like
great,
right? It would be nice, man, because we've seen some good things from Davis Webb, man. I mean, I would like to see what it's like if it's like, hey, man, Sean's just like, hey, I just want to be the head coach of this football team,
right? Which is not a bad thing. We've seen how the thing with me that every week, like I mentioned earlier, when the script comes out, like those first 10 plays, he like highlights a different player every week. This week it was RJ Harvey. He came out and had like 3 touches right away, and you're like, oh, I guess this is the Harvey game. Last week, who was it? Franklin that had like 3 catches the first drive. So he's always like coming out with something a little spicy. And you're like, okay, what's wrinkle Sean Payton gonna throw in there? So it's like you can appreciate that, but at the same time, I feel like he tries to stick with something too much, and it's not working, but he's afraid to go away from it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it goes into like the same thing like we were saying last week. Like, let's just get our guys hot. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, let's get those, like, let's not be changing players in and out. Let's just roll with 3 wide receivers. Let's roll with our tight end and see what happens. Let's roll with our RB1.
Right.
So I don't know. There's no way that they can experience these 2 losses and then just say, we're just going to run everything back. There's just no fucking way. There's going to be some changes, dude. There's going to be some changes, man.
I don't know. I feel like we've been just running things back for year over year. But, yeah, you're right. I will say Sutton showed up. He looked much better. I'm really not disappointed. Just I'm sad Evan Ingram's not out there because I feel like he's such a difference maker with that role. He's that Joker role. So I'd really like to see Evan Ingram get back healthy, and I think that can make a big difference. And I want to just see one of these running backs. Dobbins is looking like the guy. I want to see one of these running backs just really take off and take this job and just really be a true RB1.
Yeah, that would be fucking nice. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like what we've seen from Harvey thus far is pretty fucking underwhelming, right?
Yes.
So I want to see a little bit more from him, man. I know he's a rookie, man. Let's give him a little bit of time. But I mean, you see Cam Scatterbo just get plugged in, and he's making plays all over the field, right? So what are we doing? I don't know. I don't know if that pick turns out to be a good pick for the Broncos, but I guess it's like I said, we're 3 games in, going into week 4. I think over the next 3 games, it's what? Bengals, Eagles, Jets.
Yes. And
so
Chiefs after that.
I'll have to take a look. I think if they find a way to go 2-1, we're 3-3. Let's see where we're at. Maybe setting up, shout out our boy Kevin Showalter, potential trap game for the Broncos and the Eagles.
So we got Bengals, Jets. I'm sorry. Bengals, Eagles, Jets, Giants, Cowboys, Texans, Raiders, Chiefs. So honestly, very favorable schedule coming up. I mean, if you can go in there though, you can't get blown out by the Eagles. You got to at least make that a competitive game. But you got to beat the Bengals. You got to beat the Jets and the Giants and the Cowboys, even the Texans and Raiders. So I like where Denver's at. If they can learn from their mistakes early in the season, hey, you played a couple good teams. You played them close. You should have won. You could have won. Learn from it, build from it, and let's go out there and dominate the rest of this season. I'm not down on Denver by any means if they can build from it and learn from it. Now, we're sitting here in 3-4 weeks saying the same thing. Oh, Sean Payton play calling. Oh, Bo Nix overthrowing. Oh,
walk-off field goals. Walk-off field goals, man.
If we're saying the same thing, I'm going to get very concerned very fast. But hope is still very high.
Yeah. No, I'm on the same page with you, man. Still early. Let's see what happens. But we'll be here to break this shit down 2-3 times a week. Keep it locked here at Crew Talk Sports, man. Again, man, do you have anything else, Dante, over the weekend that you saw from sports in general?
Did you get eyes on any of the college games this weekend?
So I watched a little bit of the LSU strictly for fantasy purposes. Shout out to Kevin Showalter, man. He got his first fantasy college dub over me this weekend. So I know he was looking for that first win. Let's see. I was watching. Let's see. What I have on? Oh yeah. What about your Illinois, man? What the fuck?
Yeah, that was probably the shocker. Well, 2 games that I was kind of surprised about. Utah getting blown out. Didn't see that coming. And then Illinois, they really got blown out. Indiana's good. I mean, obviously they made the playoff last year, but Illinois they showed no fight at all. And then they got to play USC this week, so that's kind of a tough bounce back. USC's looked really good this year, but that was kind of the only shocker on the weekend that I saw. I mean, I was watching obviously Florida, Miami. Shout out ALO. Miami, they took care of business 26-7. They looked good. Florida, their season's over. They're trash.
Dude, Carson Beck he might be the ugliest individual I've ever seen in my entire life, dude. Like how does he pull? I mean, it's
and he was dating one of the Cavender.
I know.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous.
Another good game was Auburn, Oklahoma. Jackson Arnold, Auburn quarterback, played at Oklahoma last year. Kind of Oklahoma got their revenge on him. They looked good. Mateer might be one of the Heisman front runners. Like I mentioned, biggest game that I had my eyes on. I watched the whole game was the Michigan-Nebraska game. I was totally hate watching Nebraska. Michigan, they looked really good. Nebraska got this crazy Hail Mary right before halftime. So the game was probably a little closer on the scoreboard than it actually was. Bryce Underwood, that Michigan QB, though, he looks like the truth. He looks good.
Is he the real deal?
I think he's the real deal, yeah. I mean, he looked really good. We'll see. I don't know if Nebraska's that good. We'll see kind of how that all shakes up. South Carolina, Missouri. South Carolina was a lot of people's playoff sleeper team. They're 2-2 now. Their QB hasn't looked like the Heisman hopeful everyone thought. USC beats Michigan State. So kind of a quieter weekend for college football wise. But this week, just to give you a little preview on it, don't make any plans for Saturday. There's games all day long. LSU, Ole Miss, crazy story there. The LSU has these linebackers, the Weeks, and then I think we talked about them. Turns out one of them's dating Lane Kiffin's daughter, and they just announced that today.
Shit.
And they're playing this week. Auburn's playing Texas A&M. Oregon, Penn State though, whiteout at Penn State. Always a crazy atmosphere. Georgia, Alabama, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio State, Washington. So there's some good games this weekend. CU's taking on BYU. So I'll be glued to the screen Saturday, that's for sure.
Real quick, what do you think about CU? Is Caden Salter's the guy, right, moving forward?
Yeah, Salter's the guy. Again, I understand why they benched him. He looked bad, but I take all that with a grain of salt because I think Pat Shurmur's so bad that he's not doing anything to set him up for success. And, they played Wyoming, so Wyoming defense is not horrible by any means. CU took care of business, did what they needed to do. But I don't know. CU's just like that X. I can't quit. They're right here on my hat. I'm just going to keep going back to them. I think they're good. And BYU's ranked 25th. They're 3-0. We might have a Saturday night upset brewing in Boulder at Folsom Field.
Could be a little letdown game for BYU. I
think so. I mean, CU, they've got a tough schedule coming up. They've played 4 ranked teams in a row. BYU, TCU, Iowa State, and Utah. So they've got a really tough stretch. But like I said, call me crazy. I think they could be in it. I mean, that Houston game, that was a major letdown. But honestly, I put a lot of that game on Ryan Staub. He looked awful. I think if you had Salter, that's a different game. And then Georgia Tech, CU barely loses to Georgia Tech. They should have beat Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech's like one of the best teams in college football. So I'm not down on CU. I think I'm going to say this. I'm not down on them. My hopes are still high. But they got to win at least 1 or 2 of these next 4 games. They got to win 2 of them to have any hope. So really 3 of them. They can only lose really 1 or 2 more Big 12 games if they want to survive the season. So we'll see, but I'm not giving up hope yet. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not giving it up hope yet. Let's just watch a couple more weeks and see what happens. See what we think. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I did want to ask, man, Clemson, bro.
Yeah,
Clemson. Dabo Swinney, is he done? Is he done there in Clemson, man?
Tell you what, my hot take is Dabo Swinney will be the head coach at Alabama in the next 3 years because that's where he's from. I think he played there, right? And then DeBoer for Alabama. But Dabo Swinney, actually my father-in-law, he's a big SEC guy, went to Tennessee, Knoxville, and he'll text me about SEC football. And he actually texted me, he's like, looks like Clemson's going to be looking for a new head coach this year. 1, Clemson would be stupid to fire Dabo Swinney because when you have a good coach like that, you got to keep him. But 2, the problem with Dabo Swinney is he refuses to play the transfer portal game. And in today's world of college football, you just have to. It doesn't have to be your whole strategy where you're getting 60 new guys like CU and Texas Tech and some of these teams, but you got to go get you a few dogs from the transfer portal. Like if hey, we have no running back, let's go prioritize one in the transfer portal and get one. So I like Dabo. I like Clemson. I think their biggest problem is no running game, and Klubnik has not been what everyone has been hyping him up to be. He's just looked awful all year.
Well, yeah, he hasn't looked great, and shout out our boy Garrett Newmeyer. Yeah, no, he hasn't really looked good either, man, until this last week.
Well, Nussmeier's hurt. Apparently, they actually officially said that now. So he's been playing with injury all year. But Klubnik, I mean, his stats on the year are just they've been horrible.
No, there was a lot of hype around Klubnik too. Like he went, shout out Jared Booker. I think he took him in the first round. I traded my first round pick and he chose Cade Klubnik, and I was like, whoa, that could turn around to bite me in the ass.
And the thing with him too is they've got 3 NFL quality receivers on that Clemson team. I mean, that was part of the whole reason everyone was hyping them up because of the receivers they had. I know a couple of the receivers have been hurt, so take that for what you will. But Klubnik, he's sitting at 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 60% completion rating. I mean,
yeah,
that's for college standards. That's just not good enough at all.
Yep. No. I know he lost one of his top wide receivers there for a minute, and Williams. So
Carson Beck's been like the best QB in college football. If I had to say, I mean, tell me who's been better. Florida State's QB Castellanos has looked really good too. I don't know. We're fixing to find out on some of these teams. Georgia, Alabama is going to be a huge game. We'll see what Georgia's made out of this weekend. For me, if I had to pick a national champion frontrunner right now, give me Oregon. Dan Lanning, and they're just kicking the shit out of teams. They look good. I don't know if you saw their jerseys this weekend. They had these sweet marble Nike jerseys. I mean,
the helmet was marble, wasn't it, or something?
Yes, I think they're playing. I got to look at the line on DraftKings, but if they're dogs this weekend against Penn State, I will be hammering that because I like what Oregon's cooking.
Yeah, Oregon uniforms are the gift that keeps on giving, dude. They're just so fucking sick every week. So yeah, man, we'll keep it locked here, man. But yeah, man, that's all I got tonight. Dante, you good? You good to go?
Yeah, everything's good. I mean, I'm tired of talking about losses. We'll be back Wednesday preview. So we'll have to talk about this off air, figure out what we're doing for the game Monday night, right? Because usually we go live Mondays and Broncos are playing Bengals. Dolphins are playing the Jets Monday night too. So a couple games there. So we'll figure out the logistics on that. But I'm excited to dive into some college football and some NFL and Broncos Bengals next week or on Wednesday.
Yeah. No, we'll have it locked here for you guys, man. Keep it locked here at Crew Talk Sports. Thank you for joining us tonight, man. John G. Petrillo, asshole on YouTube. Get your ass back to Colorado and start hosting these shows, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. We need you, man.
But he's drunk on a plane somewhere, I'm sure.
Probably so, man. Probably so. But yes, Broncos country, man. Hey, just hang with them before you jump ship. Hang out for a couple more weeks, man. I'm telling you. Let's just see this play out. Bo's still a young quarterback. So that's where I'm at. But we'll dive more into the Bengals Broncos on Wednesday. Have some picks for you guys for the weekend, and we'll be there for you on Sunday mornings too. So, but yeah, no, man, it was good, man. It was fun.
Yeah.
Everybody
I feel better. These therapy sessions. Tell you what, they're a lot cheaper than a therapist. We come talk it out. I'm over the Chargers game, ready to move on. So thanks for letting me get that out. Ev needed that.
That's what this is all about, baby. All right, win this together. Everybody out there, man, have a great week. Like I said, we'll be back Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So until then, see you later.